Hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So tonight we're going to be working with a love reading. So this is the Whispers of Love Oracle that we're going to be using, as well as runes and tarot as always. I've left a little space here to put your runes and tarot cards so that you can see them. So I'm just working with the collective today and just work with what resonates with you. I'll try and put as much information in there as possible. So you might find it difficult to follow if I'm saying one thing on one side and then another thing on another, but I will try and alert you as to what I'm talking about and who in the collective I'm talking to. Okay, so just take a moment, perhaps close your eyes, just bring yourself into this space. If you could like and subscribe to my channel, that also helps me to channel into you as a person and your energies. You have found this video for a reason, so there should be something here that will help you forward in your journey. So let's see the overall rune for the collective that I'm talking to right now. Okay, we have Ingwas, and Ingwas is a rune of trust. So this is a rune where perhaps I feel for many of you, you have struggled to trust in the past. Maybe you are avoiding situations right now because of trust. And I feel the collective that I'm talking to right now is people that have been placing themselves in a bit of a container, trying to keep safe in your energy and not really reaching out for connections at this time. So but even so, there is hope there. There's a seed within you that is wanting to grow into a healthy relationship, I feel. So if that resonates with you, then I feel like this is a reading that is just for you right now. So that is the collective energy on there. And I feel like if this is you, you are doing really well right now with your own growth, the work that you're doing on yourself. It's kind of standing out to people that are around you. People are noticing a difference in you. Maybe you have sparks of inspiration that are helping you to grow right now. Maybe you're taking on some new possibilities, new adventures and things, but you're here because perhaps there is an element of I would like some love in my life. So let's see what the past is resonating with this on you. Okay, so I do feel like for some of you, so with Wyrd is a rune that connects to really like exciting energy. So I do feel like you've come from a space that has been quite exciting for you. Perhaps you had a short-term relationship or something has awoken your interest and inspiration here. So it's almost like an energy of this may have been a relationship that you were in that's kind of pushed you into a place of growth now, but you're not in that anymore. Or it could be where you've seen somebody or something that's kind of awoken you to what you actually want from a relationship. For some of you, I'm actually getting, I know I picked this out to be a past rune, but I do feel like this actually could signal a time of harmony that's coming in for you right now. I feel that you are manifesting a person in your life that brings you harmony, that brings you joy, and it's due to you aligning your path with somebody that meets you on that. So you've both been working on yourselves in your own space and time, individually. Wyrd is kind of the energy where there's a real happiness to it. There's a real joy, fulfilment and energy within that. There's a couple of cards that I picked earlier when I was channeling in this reading that kind of signaled about choices on things, choices between comfort zones and taking chances and new experiences. So it may be that you are somewhere in the middle between your comfort and new experiences, and that may be a new energy, a new vibe. And it's kind of like, if you think about your energy as like vibrations, like on threads. So right now the vibration that you're on is kind of connecting to somebody else whose vibration is very similar to yours. It's kind of bringing that energy in. It's what I feel. Oh, I've just seen a rune there that was definitely about relationships and personal power. So let me just see what comes out now. What are we heading towards? What are we working towards on this? And who we're talking to? So we've got Canas. It's a beautiful rune to have come out in a reading, especially with the other runes that are around it, because it kind of illuminates things. And I feel like this is a little bit like the Six of Wands, where it's putting you on, like, you're being noticed, you're being seen. You know, the energy that you're trying to attract right now is kind of illuminating things. And I know I've said this before in readings, but it's a bit like a moth to a flame. It's almost like your beacon, your light is awoke and you are being noticed. You are on notice, you're being seen. That might be somebody who's watching you on social media. It could be, I feel like perhaps potentially somebody that you know that's in your life, whether that's an acquaintance or somebody that you know quite well. But I do feel like there's a flame being lit there. There's an awakening. Working with the wands, I do feel the energy of fire. So that could also be working with Aries, Leo and Sagittarius kind of energy. So if that resonates with you, with perhaps a particular person that you're interested in, or if that is your sun or moon sign as well, then that could relate to you. But you are moving into an energy of being seen, things being illuminated. It's almost like perhaps what you didn't realise was a potential there is actually now starting to show up as a potential. And I feel for some of you, you've already been having thoughts about somebody perhaps from the past, where you're sort of like, actually, yeah, there was this and there was that, and actually they weren't as bad as I thought they were, or this wasn't as bad as I thought it was, kind of thing. It feels very much like that. I can see somebody driving along in their car and kind of like having these sort of thoughts. So if that resonates with you, then this may be connecting with you. That might be actually where a song might come on the radio or on your playlist or something that sparks a memory. That's just for some of you. For others of you, I feel like you are still on this journey of self-fulfillment. You're still in this container where actually perhaps this is the first year where you haven't really been that bothered about not going on a date or not having somebody around you, because you're starting to quite enjoy your own company. So for some of you, that might relate more, and you're actually finding a lot of joy and comfort in your own energy. And I feel like for some of you, that's where you've come from in the past there has actually been something quite heavy and controlling that you've managed to move away from. And you're now starting to feel quite content, quite happy in your own space and in your own energy. It's almost like, you know, the joy and fulfillment that you used to try and look for in others, you are now starting to find within yourself, which kind of aligns you with, you know, once you really are happy in your own energy, then somebody kind of complements that rather than you seeking it in somebody else. So I'm going to pick some tarot cards now to work with this energy. So let's have a look. So I feel like there's two different collectives that I'm kind of channeling through here. So let's have a look. As I say, I do feel there's a lot of fire sign here. So what do you say? Aries, Leo and Sagittarius energy. We have the Ace of Cups on the bottom as well. This can signal new beginnings. Let's see what, nothing's actually jumping out here, is it? So where are we with this? Okay, so a couple of things have fallen out on here. I'm going to put those back, I think. Okay, so we have the Chariot. So this is an energy of action, of things really happening here. I do feel for some of you this could signal that something is coming in here. If you have been trying to manifest a particular relationship or a particular person, then it feels to me like this is incoming for you now. This is actually starting to gain speed and is working its way towards you. There's a lot of light in there. There's an energy towards that. I've got an idea, there's a feeling of I'm picking up an energy of like, it's that man on the top there. It's somebody who's got like quite darker skin, very smiley, feels very good looking. It's kind of like coming towards you. Perhaps this is something that you've been looking for. It feels to me like it's somebody who's actually from another country, that you have been hoping to come to your country, to come towards you. Maybe that's been on the cards for a little while. It's almost like UK or USA and India or something. It's like somebody over there coming over here towards you. Yeah, something to do with that. But it feels like very much like India or Bangkok or something. Yeah. And there's a thing about duality as well. So it's almost like there's an energy of, this isn't quite straightforward. It's sort of a bit choppy. So you kind of have an energy of like one of you is one way and one of you is another way. Almost like you've both got different traditions, different values or different ways of living. But there's that connection there. There's that energy coming through on there. Okay, so if that resonates with you, let's see what, okay, I was just going to say what action is going to happen from there. Okay, so the first thing we have is the Queen of Swords. So this is kind of like a very direct energy of sort of like incoming. It could be to do with communication, but I feel like maybe one of you has been a little bit standoffish in the energy, where it can be a little bit like sharp tongued, that kind of thing, or somebody kind of, especially with Kainaz on here, somebody constantly watching for where truth isn't being spoken, or constantly looking for the truth. So I feel like if this is you and this is a past person coming back in, maybe slow down a little bit, because with Ingwaz here, it's suggesting about this issue with trust potentially. So it's almost like, you know, if you are constantly seeking the truth of a situation, second guessing things, or feeling like there's something that you're missing, this is kind of a time to sort of treat somebody how you want to be treated. Maybe just try and soften the energy a little bit on there. I've got the Nine of Pentacles on here as well. So this is kind of like, you know, what we were saying before is an energy of you can rely on yourself. You don't, you know, you've worked to this point now where you are actually quite happy and content as you are within your own energy and in your own company. So anybody now that's coming in just kind of adds to that energy. And I feel like you've worked quite hard here to get yourself to that point, and you don't want anything to affect that. You don't want anything to sort of knock you off that kind of way. I do feel like there's an energy though, you're not quite sure. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So this is something like that. Sometimes you want it to grow, and I think this is what the dark and the light thing was about, the duality. It's sort of like there's a part of you that would like this, but another part of you that's perhaps a little bit afraid of it. And then instead of like taking action or anything, you've kind of gone into a point of like, do I want to commit to this or do I not want to commit to this? So it's like a stepping back from making a commitment here. For what reason, we don't know. It could be through fear, fear of the unknown, or fear of what that might mean. I'm getting an element of fear of hurting the other person actually as well on this. It's sort of like, maybe if you feel you don't want to then change your mind once you kind of open this up with somebody, there might be a fear to step forward with it. But something has awoken here, something, the beacon has been lit, so it's kind of being put on notice. It might be that the person that you are feeling for is in the limelight right now, is being seen, or it might be you that's in the limelight and being seen, and this person is coming towards you. So we also have the Ace of Wands, which is in reverse. So this is kind of like an energy of And again, that goes with the Ace of Pentacles, where it's like a fear of committing to something, and so in doing that, kind of like stalling a little bit. But then there's also this energy of like, you know, you're kind of limiting yourself as to what your options are here, not allowing yourself to kind of be inspired. It's sort of like that's closed down a little bit, your inspiration, which could be blocking your intuition a little bit there as well, so kind of holding you back from actually really seeing the bigger picture here. So I feel like Spirit want to ask you the question of like, what is it that you want, like long term? What do you want from this connection? How do you want it to be? And on the bottom we have the Ten of Cups. So I feel what's been highlighted for you here, what's been illuminated, is actually you want this fulfillment. You want to fill your cups, basically. You want to feel like you've got this stable, it is commitment, basically. It is showing that there is a want for commitment here. So if that's something that you've been longing for from somebody else, with the Chariot showing up here, it does feel like it is incoming. And with the Swords, Queen of Swords, there is somebody that wants to communicate that towards you, who perhaps has been a little bit sharp-tongued in the past. So yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, you've kind of been preparing for this, and now this is coming in, the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom. So that's quite a nice energy on there, to be fair. So let's just pick a card from the Whispers of Love to see what correlates with this. So what Whispers of Love card can we look at that will help you to gain a bit more of an understanding on this? Because I feel like for many of you, it's like you're kind of happy as you are with or without, but there's this seed of, and something you can't put down, something that is being on your mind potentially for a little while now. Let's have a look what we have. New love. So that was kind of coming through with Wunyo. This is usually a signal for a new relationship, new love coming in. And I feel like it's an opportunity for you to really test this trust that you have built for yourself now and for others. And you are like a beacon of light. You have been illuminated here. Okay. Embrace an opportunity for love in your work, prospects, or for spiritual growth. So there's been a lot of work on yourself that's been happening here, but now is an opportunity for you potentially to find new love. I'm actually going to read what it says on here. So we've got 26. Okay, so we have everything has a season. Get ready, as someone special is now in your life. If you are in a relationship, there is a burst of fresh energy coming into your partnership. This could also mean fresh enthusiasm in a place of employment or a wonderful opportunity that is coming your way. You may feel like you're in a rut. You may have closed your heart to possibilities or opportunities and feel that there is nothing new or adventurous out there for you. The most wonderful promise is that each day comes as a new beginning. Put the past behind you and look forward to the energy that is coming into your life. Find ways to change up your routine. Look around you and engage in those you meet with an open mind and spirit. Try to learn something new about the people in your life. Enhance your chances of making new connections by engaging with the positive people you already know. Initiate interactions and social gatherings. You never know where it might lead. Shooting stars falling into the hands of a whimsical young fairy. Stars can symbolise ideals, success, good fortune, luck, destiny and achievement. Falling stars are about making a wish or setting an intention around something you want to bring into your life. This may be a reminder of a time when you welcome new things into your life. Can you remember the excitement you felt when you were venturing into something new? So you are coming back into an energy of trust and, you know, where you've been in this kind of like self-containment, and you have been enjoying that. I feel like you have kind of reconnected with yourself. You've kind of got to like yourself now, which is brilliant, and new opportunities are showing up for you. You're working into those new opportunities, but there is this seed or this star that's kind of held there with this hope for love coming into your life, I feel, for many of you. And perhaps you are admitting that to yourself now, that that is what you want. So how is this going to come into your life then? If it has already shown up for you, then you may already know what this is about. But for many of you, I feel like this is brewing. This is something that's about to happen for you, about to come in. Ooh, okay, we've got the King of Pentacles there on the bottom. So that's like a stable kind of energy. So how is this going to happen? Ooh, okay, so we have, well, first of all, we have the Lovers. So again, I do feel like this could represent definitely, for some of you, a new love maybe, but I feel like if it's new, you already have met this person. So it's kind of like, it could actually be like you've been working on yourself here, and potentially this person has been working on themselves as well. So it's going to feel brand new. It's going to feel like a different kind of energy, a new love. But for some of you, I feel like this is like a reconnection, something coming back in. It's like, well, when the Lovers come out, you know, it's a soulmate sort of energy. It's almost like you feel like this is fated. And whether there's, like I was saying before about that, it feels like for some of you there's distance within this, whether that's a physical distance or just that you aren't in contact at the moment. That is kind of changing here. This also came out with the Page of Cups in reverse as well, which kind of suggests that I feel like in the past you've blocked this person or they've blocked you, and there's been an energy of sort of like no contact whatsoever. So you haven't actually been able to talk about things on a physical level. However, I feel like on an energetic level, there's actually been some messages coming through. And I feel like, again, when I was saying I could see somebody driving along and something, they hear a song or they see something and it reminds you of somebody. And this, it could be somebody very new that you've just met. But there are signals and things that are kind of leading you towards thinking about that person. So if that resonates with you, then it's potentially that person that I feel you, with this budding, new beginning, new relationship sort of energy coming in on here, because you've got two runes together there that kind of signal new beginning, new relationship. We have the Ace of Cups as well on the bottom, which again is a new beginning, usually relating to relationships. We also have the Lovers card and the Chariot, so there's definitely energy in there, things that are coming in. Okay, so can we get any more information about this right now? Is there anything else we need to know? Okay, Three of Cups. Now I feel like for some of you, there may have been a situation where something got in the way of this connection previously, whether that's work, could have been a third party, but I don't like saying that because that can put a seed of doubt into your mind. It might be why there's trust issues going on here if you were thinking that. It could be that this person was already in a relationship or has children or is working away as well, or as you know, they've got commitments elsewhere. But this energy here is kind of like, it makes me feel like even so, there's been a connection the whole time. It's almost like you see all these stars up on the top. It's like this wish fulfillment's been sort of like left there, almost like when you first met this person, there was an energetic exchange that's kind of locked into your souls, that's kind of created this energy of you know, commitment and bringing yourselves together. And maybe one of you or both of you were afraid of that, so you had to move away from it. Maybe it never actually was a relationship. Perhaps you've only ever chatted on social media, or you've only ever sort of exchanged email or video call. It might be that you're hopeful that this becomes something more. And like we were saying with the Chariot on there, I do feel for some of you, this could be somebody that's not in a different country to you potentially. And I feel the energy moving into a space of like actually you're starting to come together, bringing it together. Oh, okay. And we have the Strength card on the bottom as well, which is quite interesting because when I was looking at this card that says New Love, it's number 26 on there, and the 2 and the 6 together makes 8, which is the number of strength. So this is about having like courage and bravery. So if this is something that you've been thinking about for a while, or wondering about, then it's kind of like, you know, you've come this far, you've thought this far, this is going to happen, and you know, all of the work that you've done in yourself has brought you to this point. And it's a very beautiful energy. We have also the Queen of Cups on the bottom there. So this is something I feel that perhaps you have had a lot of emotion over, actually. Maybe that surprised you, because if you haven't really physically been with this person, you may be surprised as to why you feel so drawn to them, or why you felt so connected there. And this energy might be sort of making you feel like, you know, well, that's what makes me feel like it's a soulmate, it's a soul connection, or a twin flame or something. And this is kind of like bringing in for you right now. There is an energy of stability, of commitment, of being able to trust, and now as well emotional fulfillment too. So it's allowing you to sort of move through that. So some of you have had that experience previously with this sort of connection that didn't really go ahead, because it's thrown you into a space of actually being comfortable with yourself and happy with yourself, learning to love yourself. And now from that, you have kind of created an aura around yourself that's kind of brightened. You know, the ones that vibrate on that same wavelength are picking up on that energy. So if they haven't already contacted you, come rushing in with this Chariot energy, then they soon will. Or from watching this video, you might decide that you want to go rushing in now and reach this person, because you've been seeing all these signs that are leading you towards doing that. Ah, yes. And we have the Knight of Cups on the bottom as well, which is, this is about somebody coming in with a love offer. You know, knights are directional, so this could be somebody that perhaps was thinking like, nah, can't do that, I'm not going to do that. But now actually it's coming forward with an offer of love. If this is a romantic knight that's sort of, you know, has that kind of romantic air about it. I want some romance here, you know, kind of letting go of pulling back from it and running away from it. It's now moving forward towards it. Okay, so that's a lovely energy, it really is. And we've got the Magician on the bottom as well. Oh my god, which is, you know, this is alchemy. This is kind of like, it's almost like if you've tried to avoid this, you've tried not to think about it, you've tried to come away from it, but it just keeps being there, then it's kind of telling you that this is, you know, maybe you're standing in your own way, and perhaps it's time now to just allow things to manifest, allow things to happen. I feel like for many of you, you have actually been manifesting this. It's like that seed that's been planted within you. Maybe that's been for a while, and you've been growing on this journey as you've gone as well. And you've grown on a spiritual journey as much as on a physical level as well. So you've kind of, you're collapsing a lot of patterns, collapsing a lot of traits and things that perhaps you've started to recognise you've been bringing through in your relationships, and you've decided, now I'm not doing that anymore, I'm moving away from that. That's what I'm feeling from this, which is a lovely energy. Very, very lovely. So I will leave that reading there for you. I do hope that this resonates with you. Please do like and subscribe, and I'd love to hear your comments. Have a blessed day.